indicate that 5 more individuals have allegedly been subjected to enforced disappearances by Pakistani security forces, while 2 previously missing persons have returned home. In Quetta's Ghafoor town, 17-year-old Sudis Baloch and 18-year-old Wasim Baloch were reportedly taken on November 3rd. In Kolu, 23-year-old Ado Khan was allegedly picked up on November 10th. In Gwadar, student Ghulam Qadir went missing on November 24th, and Kech's Saran Khan area, 25-year-old Yasir Nemat was detained on November 26th. None have been found so far. Meanwhile, Shahnawaz Baloch and Amir Bakshi, previously missing, have safely returned home. The Voice for Baloch Missing Persons continues its protest outside Quetta Press Club, now in its 6,012th day, demanding the recovery of university student Saeed Baloch, allegedly abducted in Islamabad on July 8th. The group says enforced disappearances are creating fear and disrupting education in the Baloch community. Reports from Balochistan indicate that 5 more individuals have allegedly been subjected to enforced disappearances by Pakistani security forces, while 2 previously missing persons have returned home. In Gwadar, student Ghulam Qadir went missing on November 24th, and in Kech's Saran Khan area, the 25-year-old Yasir Nemat was detained on 26 November. None have been found so far. The Voice for Baloch Missing Persons continues its protests outside of Quetta Press Club, now in its 6,012th day, demanding the recovery of university student Saeed Baloch, allegedly abducted in Islamabad on July 8th. The group says enforced disappearances are creating fear and disrupting education in the Baloch community. Now for this discussion, we welcome retired Major General Sudakarji. He's an international relations and defense expert, joins us live from New Delhi. Thank you very much, Major General, for joining us again. Good to see you. Major General, what is this particular abduction news that is coming in from Pakistan? Can you tell us a little bit more about the story behind this news?
Yeah, Asoba, good evening. Sincere apologies since I have been on back-to-back channels, multiple channels.
Thank you for joining us.
To be honest with you, I'm not able to give you the details, specific details, and
Thank you.
I don't want to shoot in thin air. Yours is a very, very credible and important global channel. Maybe the colleague panelist who's sitting, she can take on the question, please, if you don't mind.
No problem. Thank you. Well, we can still talk about, if you can give us just some idea about Balochistan in particular.
Yeah, obviously, you see, Balochi people have to understand in short is that Balochistan was created at gunpoint. It was an independent, it was an autonomous state, it was a nation which had a constitution, it still has a constitution, it has a flag, it had a bicameral system of parliament, and they had an elected government for the people, by the people, and of the people. At gunpoint, during Jinnah's time, the king of Kalat was hijacked by the military forces of Pakistan despite the standstill agreement, brought to Karachi, and at gunpoint he was made to sign the Treaty of Accession. This has to be highlighted, this has to be called out loud and clearly. And therefore, the rebellion is not from now, rebellion is from the time this Treaty of Accession was signed and forcible annexation was carried out, and since then the entire state, mind you, it is 44.7% of the landmass of Pakistan, and it has got a border with the Duran line is there, it has got border with Iran, it has got very major ports, deep sea ports, which are I don't think any country in the world would be having as good ports as this limited area of Pakistan or Balochistan has. It has got maximum minerals which are available. It has got a nuclear testing center. Population is 1.5 crore. But why am I bringing out all this? That because of the population, there is a kind of I would say, discrimination which is being undertaken by Pakistan. Punjab has got 15 crores or more of population. Therefore, the budget allocation for socio-economic development is much more. Whereas Balochistan has got less of population. They are subjected to extrajudicial killing, hijacking, and forced missing of persons. And when it comes to the allocation, whether it is oil, gas, copper, gold, anything which is being actually mined from this area, not even the bottom line, the simple royalty charges are being paid to the people. It is not being invested. There are no schools, there are no roads, there is no water, there is no electricity, there are no hospitals. Under these circumstances, the Balochi population has been subjected to extensive atrocities. It carried on in ups and downs kind of phases, but from 2019 onwards, it has picked up momentum. This insurgency is witnessing a different form of a violent activity. And therefore, America as a nation state, as a superpower, the same country, the Congress of USA, they had actually branded, they had declared, they had called out, they had promulgated a law in Congress itself, calling it in 2012 as liberators for democracy. The same Congress in 2019, when Donald Trump was the president, simply to appease Pakistan for a dignified and honorable withdrawal from the global war of terrorism from Afghanistan and Middle East, they had actually started calling them and legislating them as terrorists, global terrorists. Why this U-turn? Thank God there has been some kind of a sensible response in recent past, about a month and a half back, when the resolution was presented and debated in the United Nations Security Council. It is USA and UK which actually denied. They said no, they cannot accept them as the terrorists. They are fighting for their freedom of the state. So these are all good changes, but without any consistent approach or objective kind of approach to a problem which has been lingering in for more than 78 years or so, it will be very unfortunate. And we all know what is happening to Imran Khan. As per my assessment, he is no more, he has passed away. I hope I am not correct, and hope and pray that he is all well. But my input and my gut feeling is that he is not alive. And Munir, Field Marshal Munir, will have too much up his throat to actually digest and also handle. It will be very difficult for him to handle the Tehrik Taliban Pakistan and the Baloch Liberation Army, and also the conglomerate of small groups who are fighting for independence of Balochistan from the Pakistan's atrocities. As also you have the Afghanistan Taliban operating from elsewhere, because the sovereignty and the territorial integrity of Afghanistan is being threatened. So the common parameters which is binding the Tehrik Taliban Pakistan and Afghanistan Pakistan is that they don't respect the Duran line. In any case, it has lost its legal and technical sanctity of 100 years. From 1993, anything can be done. Number two, they have a greater Afghanistan, a dream of greater Afghanistan, which includes the Pashtunstan. And number three is the point, the sovereignty and the territorial integrity. You cannot invade into a neighboring country at your will and violate the airspace and start hitting and killing the innocent people. So Pakistan is in for a very hard time. They have to actually, calibrate their approach, focus on the bottom line issues for revival or rejuvenation of genuine, sincere and progressive growth of a roadmap which will take them to lasting kind of a development, and also look after the livelihood and improvement of the quality of the people. And four pillars of Pakistan which need to be addressed genuinely and sincerely are basically, you have the judiciary, you have the legislature, you have the executive, and you have the media. None of them are functioning effectively today. All of them have been compromised by the silent military coup undertaken successfully by Field Marshal Munir. Until people rise to this kind of changes in the society, I am afraid Pakistan is heading for very serious trouble. Back to you, please.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for shedding light on and bringing on the issue of Imran Khan as well. So how do you think how should minority ask for equal rights and protection in Pakistan, especially the Balochi people? And do you think, as you have mentioned, Imran Khan, do you think he was more capable a leader who could have accomplished unity or giving equal rights even for Balochi community in Pakistan?
Absolutely, absolutely. He is a leader. He's the people's leader, and you see the Tehreek Insaf Party, Pakistan Tehreek Insaf Party. They had won the vote or the election by thumping majority, but these are all dramatics, rhetorics. You see, there are issues at a global level, at regional level, and at local level or national level which are intertwined, and there are issues related to strategic rivalry in Pakistan between USA and China. USA, thank God, they better late than never. They realized that a superpower will never like to lose its supremacy and authority. When the whole world started calling and pointing fingers at Joe Biden, that look at the president of a superpower, he doesn't know what he's talking, he can't even walk, he can't even stand. You see, his response matrix was also turning different and wild. So, under these circumstances, Donald Trump, in total vengeance, he has come back. Unfortunately, he's lost his senses. He's not able to apply himself in a pragmatic manner, in a constructive manner, because history of USA also has given lots of lessons. He should not ignore those historical lessons. He must take them forward and apply in a selective and in a productive manner. Tariff has never given any benefit to USA in the history of its application, whether it was McKinley, the president from 1897 to 1901, he was assassinated, let me remind him. Also, from 73, if I respect my John Kennedy, he also tried out the same tariff. Nothing happened, and finally there was a Watergate scandal, and his vice president saved him. Otherwise, he was going to the gallows. And thereafter, uh, you have George Bush, but before him was Reagan. All of them tried out the same trick, and they came to the conclusion ultimately it is the people of America who have to bear the cost. Why am I bringing out this point? Is America is a superpower. It is a declining superpower. It is trying to regain its status. Post disintegration of USSR, it started abandoning or vacating the spaces or the footprint in East Asia, Southeast Asia, South Asia, as also in August 2021, it had a hasty withdrawal because the domestic constituency was not prepared to accept the dead bodies or the body bags coming from outside. People within started asking, why is USA fighting others' war? It is time that they fight their own war. So therefore, the country has to look inwards and find solutions to its problems. But soon they realized that it is difficult for a superpower to accept the losing supremacy. So therefore, they have come back to Pakistan. They are also totoing there in the Middle East. They want to go to Bagram airfield. They also have the footprint in Philippines and Japan and South Korea, etc., Southeast Asia, simply to push back China so that the superpower continues to enjoy and assert its authority and supremacy for little more than the time which is very close by. And this is one point. The regional perspective that is considered has become the epicenter of terrorism. Out of 76, close to 70 or 80 terrorists, globally recognized terrorists by strategic studies in Washington, it has said time and again from 2018 till now that almost about 12, more than 12 globally registered, recognized terrorist organizations are operating there in Pakistan itself. Out of that, 5 are looking towards India, they're operating in India, and remaining are there in Pakistan. But my count is, it is much more than that. So therefore, the question which you are asking, it does not have any quick answers. Pakistan itself has to think inwards, find out. The start point, in my opinion, is to change the constitution as a progressive Islamic state, something like Bangladesh, not having the opening remarks as they will ensure that the writ of Allah is implemented all over the planet, on the surface of the planet. It has to be of the people, for the people, and by the people, for the progress of the society. Only then Pakistan will see light at the end of the day in development.
Yes, hopefully. With that, I would like to thank Major General Sudakarji for always joining us and sharing that insight throughout our news. Now we move on to Bangladesh. Bangladesh's Nationalist Party chief and former Prime Minister Khalida Zia is in extremely critical condition. The 80-year-old was hospitalized with a severe chest infection affecting her heart and lungs. Zia has long battled health issues including liver and kidney problems, diabetes, arthritis, and eye ailments. Her party held nationwide prayer sessions for her recovery. Zia was jailed for corruption in 2018 and released after Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina was removed from power. She is expected to contest elections in February. Her political career has been defined by a decades-long rivalry with Hasina, often called the Battle of the Begums, which has shaped modern Bangladesh politics.